Hello all, and welcome to a summary for our Hallow House, a Mage the Ascension campaign. So we opened up with Elliot talking to the spirits as Aiden and Trove came back, Trove glitching into reality, replacing Nico. Coming outside and getting involved with the spirits, it offered a treat to Sabretooth, which took it. Sabretooth almost completely forgot they would pass on the message for Elliot, but was reminded as it headed off, and gave Elliot a small charm in his pocket, which I don't know if he noticed. Elliot then, wanting to deal with other spirits and offer for Tove to come along, went to Rothpath. There, in the spirit world, he watched many spirits of nature and other things slowly glom onto Tove, including asking if they could have them, putting them in a good mood. This concerned Elliot, but finishing up with what he needed to do there, making a grounds which he could meet Sabretooth or those choir. He asked Tove where they wanted to go. Tove asked to be dropped off in town, and Elliot obliged before heading off. Eventually he ended up in an alleyway, being hit by Paradox once. Going to hand over the drop off the letter, he ran into two agents, which tried to take advantage in getting him into an ambulance or a taxi to God knows where. With that, he managed to give them the slip in public, making their way into a coffee shop, which he was followed, as he attempted something he'd never done before: transport himself into his own imagination. The spell exploded. It exploded badly. Screaming horrible things to the shoulder, losing control of the physical reality, and blacking out is all he'll remember before returning to the Hallow House. Meanwhile, Tove, on their adventure, helped out a store clerk, made their way back and tried to find Hearth, ended up communicating with the house quite a bit, considered doing a garden, went to the spirit world, came back as Elliot collapsed. Aiden, meanwhile, did a lot of self-discovery, using their spheres to look in on themselves, and then on Katie, and trying to unravel what it had done to them. He learned a lot about his regeneration to a degree, and learned that there was even more he didn't know. For Katie, the curse was beyond the power of a master of entropy to unwind, her vampiric curse, but there were other things revealed, such as the curse to the soil she's bound to, other minor things about what's going on in her body. Well, I say minor, major transformations, like not being alive. Oliver, meanwhile, returned from 303 to Aiden, discussed about buying up the property, and did some research, finding out the original owners had passed, left their estate to their son, and the original estate lawyer has also passed, so some investigation needs to be done. With that, he returned to 303 to find they had actually accidentally set the room on fire, finding out that the growth of Sora's powers allowed her to summon a piece from the realm that she was connected to, molten silver, which caught the floor aflame. Rather than diminish her accomplishments, he encouraged her and found out that Elric was reaching a point that he might be able to make a breakthrough. So he spent a couple hours behind after everyone had cleaned up to tutor him before returning to Hallow House, trying to pick up Elliot, being filled with disgust, and Aiden had to drag Elliot in. And that's where we left off. Hope everyone has a safe week, and I'll see you at the table. Bye for now.